It is very, very, very exciting to see everyone. After months of working on this, it's nice to see it finally come together. So I want to welcome you, those who are here from near and those who are here from far away. We have people who've come from the continent, from different parts of the US and Chicago. I was told Chicago is like a country of its own. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to actually start with a moment of silence. I think it's important in this historic time that we're in to just reflect on some of the challenges that are happening in our beloved continent, as well as across this country, in the Middle East, and other parts of the world. So let's just start with a brief moment of silence. Thank you, friends. My name is Anyango Reggy, and I am the coordinator of the U.S. Africa Network. I work with a team of amazing people who you'll get to meet throughout the day. But just want to start by saying that we are a group of activists from the U.S. and different countries in the African continent, and we were concerned about the gap in African advocacy, and so we've tackled issues like climate justice, human security, and other issues that are near and dear to our hearts. And so throughout this day, you'll get the opportunity to participate in panels with some amazing presenters. But our hope is that you will be engaged. We really want this to be an opportunity for a dialogue. We know what's going on with the White House Summit, and this is an attempt to have a space where we have an alternative perspective, our perspectives as citizens of the U.S. and citizens of Africa who are concerned about these issues. Our perspectives can be heard, and so this is an opportunity to dialogue. So everybody's opinion is important here, and so we will hear from people who work on these issues, who think about these issues in their work on a daily basis, but we also want to encourage you, all of you, to participate in the discussion. So we'll have this session that will just open up. Anita will moderate this session to just give us an overview of the landscape, and then we will we'll break out into different sessions. And after they're done with this session, I'll come back and give you some instructions for where to go. So thank you again and welcome, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Anita Plummer.
Thanks everyone for coming out. I'm going to begin by asking questions, specific questions of the panelists, and then we can open it up. So one of the goals we had when we convened this dialogue was to create a space for citizen activists from Africa and the US where we could come together not only to challenge the prevailing US-Africa policy, but to propose an alternative framework for US-Africa relations in general. So this is not just a space that we're creating. We're also raising critical issues today. We will critically engage key issues. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get to them all, but it's important to acknowledge that this is a continuation of a legacy of building relationships, of building solidarity between people here in the US and Africa, especially on the ground level. So a few miles from here, high-level top officials are meeting. And here we are on the grassroots level talking about critical issues that we feel are important. So for today's opening plenary, we want to help frame the day with a general discussion of what our alternative space is and how we can move toward a more inclusive dialogue. Inclusive meaning we bring together multiple constituencies working on multiple issues. And of course, we want a space that's intergenerational. So we tried to be as purposeful as possible when we put the panels together. So I'm pleased to be joined by Professor Sulayman Nyang of Howard University, Bill Minter of Africa Focus Bulletin, and Brenda Mofia of the OXFAM International Liaison Office with the African Union. So my first question is for Dr. Nyang. who I had the privilege to study under as a grad student here at Howard University. In January, a few days after the White House announced their summit, you were one of the first to give an interview. And in that interview, you stated that the Obama administration should consider issues such as corruption, transparency in elections, and human rights when it invites heads of state to DC. Now we are a day before the official summit begins. Do you feel that the issues that you stated have become secondary to trade and investment?
Thank you very much. It's with great honor that I am here with all of you, colleagues and students and other friends. This is a very important moment. You're not going to have another moment like this. All of us will be gone when they have anything like this again because of the uniqueness of Obama's presidency. My answer to the question is this. What has happened really is the summit is going to be dominated primarily by the corporate American people. If you want to get evidence of that, just go to the internet and you will see how the African leaders who are from oil-producing countries are going to have breakfast, dinner, and lunch. For them, there is a hierarchy of relationship between the guests and their treatment is coming out, whether you like it or not. The other thing is the people who are working with the poor people in Africa are not going to be, if you do like you guys here, are not going to be listened to, forget about it. It will just be one summit after another summit. Just like you have the summit in France with the Francophone, India, and even Brazil may even have African summit. The third point I want to emphasize, go back to my own word. Most of these people who are coming from Africa have a problem of governance. They have a problem of transparency. And if you look at those people who are coming, some of the people are acceptable, some of them are not acceptable. For example, Bashir cannot be invited from Sudan because the ICC is looking for him. And then of course, the other people who are coming here are part of a cabal that has to be dealt with. But you're not going to hear anything about this in the media. The third point I want to emphasize is, if you talk about governance, transparency, and you want to be able to see to it that corrupt elements are dealt with, you have to really create the framework. That's why I think people in this group should be as effective as they were against apartheid in South Africa. If you did that in South Africa, you will leave, some of us are old, but some of you, the younger ones, you will see that Africa will have fewer and fewer corrupt elements who disguise in the name of religion or ethnicity to cover themselves. The only way we can deal with these people is take all the rock, you pull the rock on their foot. The rocks is they hide behind ethnicity, religion, and everything in Africa. That's how they keep their scam going. So if you want to change the situation, you have to have good governance, transparency, and you have to have women and children mobilized. That's why you have some organizations that are fighting for women and for children, and you cannot have any meaningful transformation in Africa unless you deal with the question of women and children. And unfortunately for us, the class differences are being heightened by this whole phenomena of remittances. It is creating a very unfortunate development in Africa. Those Africans who are in the diaspora can sell $100 to their relatives. Those who don't have any relatives in the diaspora are going to be cheated. You work for government, your salary is nothing compared to the remittances from someone who doesn't have a job and is overseas. These are some of the crises we have to deal with. If we don't deal with this crisis, and all of you who are in the diaspora here and who are working must bring this to light. If you don't, forget about it. Thank you very much.